All right, Cion here is a little bit possessive or protective. And so we put his Clover is in the kennel so we can work with him one-on-one. I wanted to talk about a technique that the guardian can use to help him start to feel more comfortable with people approaching. Now, before I get into this, if you have a dog that's like this, a lot of times it's because the dog doesn't have any rules and structure and perceives its job is to be in charge of the humans. So, go get it. So basically what I want to do is talk about how we can use counter-conditioning to help the dog feel more comfortable. Now, we only have one person here, so we can't really do a video the way that I would normally do it. I'm going to describe this. So what I would do is I would enlist the help of some friends, some people who will listen to you, not people who are, oh, I know it, I'll do it. No, they need to take direction from you well. Have them watch this video. So if you've been selected and you're watching this video, that means that someone trusts you, and so thank you for helping out. So what we want to do is have his guardian would be holding him on a leash right here. And what we would do, I'm going to see if I can achieve this without him getting up. Stay. Sit. Wait. Up. It's going to be harder if you don't pay attention, buddy. Come here. It's like, but that's my job. Sit. Sit. Down. All right, so hopefully he will stay in a down position. And so basically, well, I'll describe it. So what I would do is have him there with his handler in a sit or a down position. I would have the person who's a friend over here. Now ideally, what I would like to do is this actually is a great area to do it in. I would like to do this outside. Outside is going to make it easier for the dog because it's more open and expansive. But I like this little bend, so the person can be out of his eyesight. So again, he's going to be over there where he is now. And what's going to happen is he's going to be on a short leash, so he can't come out. You're going to have your friend come over, and they're going to have some high-value treats. So they're going to come over here. They're going to come and walk towards him, and you're going to find a certain distance where he feels comfortable. When he starts, if I start walking towards him, I get to like 10 feet, and he starts barking. Okay, so 10 feet is the distance. So maybe we'd start at 11 feet. Person comes around the corner. The dog is there. I toss the treat, and I turn around and I walk away. And I go out of the dog's eyesight. Then I come back a second later, and then I go back to, if it was 11 feet, I go to the 11-foot line, and I toss another treat. Dog gets it, and I turn and walk away while the dog's going for the treat. So basically, what we're doing is, when someone's approaching you and the dog is barking at you, at the person, they're saying, I don't want you to approach. They're disagreeing. So for counter-conditioning, what we're doing is we're adding a positive aspect to the thing the dog doesn't like. So in this case, and just film me, we don't have to worry about him. So basically, the person who approaches, they stop at a distance that's far enough away so the dog feels comfortable, it doesn't feel threatened. Then the person throws a treat, and then when the dog goes to get the treat, they walk away. Now, if your dog won't take the treat, you might have to increase the distance a little bit. But eventually the dog's like, so when somebody new comes around and approaches us, the best treats I've ever had fall from the sky. And then as soon as I eat the treat and I get up and I'm ready to bark at them, they've already left. So the thing that they want to have happen, the person leaving, is absence of treat. The thing that they don't want to have happen is associated with the treat. So we're kind of flipping the script. So with enough repetition, the dog's like, then the next time, you want to have the person keep on coming up until, if I go 5 times in a row at 11 feet and the dog stays there without barking, then when the next time I come around the corner, I would go to 10 feet and then toss the treat. And then you want to keep doing that. When you get to the point when the person is going to keep on, once they have 5 times in a row with the dog staying there, that's only when we'll take the next step. So when I take the next step, if I got 5 times in a row with the dog at that distance, then I would go back, and the 6th time I would go 1 more step closer. So it's going to be a very gradual, progressive process. And when you get to the point where the dog won't take the treat or won't stay seated or is starting to growl, growling is too much. But if the dog is having difficulty staying seated, then you've reached the dog's limit for that day. So you take note, okay, we're at 7 feet. Okay, thanks so much for your help, Fred. Can we do it again tomorrow? Sure. Meet here at the same time, same place? Sure. So then tomorrow, Fred comes here to 7 feet and tosses the treat. Now, if it's 7 feet, the dog was growling, then we next time do it at 8 feet. You go around the corner, wait. And when he goes around the corner, if your dog is reactive, wait for your dog to settle down completely before you give Fred the command to come back. Then he's at 8 feet this time and tosses. So you might have to play with the distance before and back, but eventually you get to the point where you can have Fred come all the way up here and hold the treat off to the side of his hand like that and have him take it. Now, when he does that, I have a flat hand. There's more surface area. It's harder for a dog to nip. If it's like this, it's easier for them to nip and bite off your fingertips, which we don't want to have happen. When I do it, when Fred approaches, he wants to give it to the side like this, without looking at the dog. You do look at the dog, and you tell Fred, hold on, or go ahead. Now, Fred, eye contact for a lot of dogs is a challenge, so we don't want to do that. Now, for the signs you're looking for your dog, if your dog is breathing heavy, its mouth is open, all of a sudden Fred approaches, the dog stops breathing, that's a big warning sign. The dog lowers its head and stares, another warning sign. The hackles, the hair between the shoulder blades and between the hips stands up, that's another warning. The tail going up, the ears going up. All of these things are warnings, but by themselves they don't mean anything. They mean something, but they're not a huge, big red flag. But you start seeing a whole bunch of these together, that's when you want to start being concerned. The big ones to look for are the stare and the holding the breath and the freezing position. Those are the three things. If Fred's approaching, the dog freezes, so Frank freeze, or Fred freeze. And Fred stops right there. That's why it's crucial importance that the person will take direction from you. If you tell them to freeze, if they continue, they might get bit. And so you have to have somebody that can actually listen to you. If you do it the right way, there'll be a very, very small chance of getting bit. And that's why we use the leash and we have the distance so that we don't have to worry about that as an issue. But eventually the person gets closer and closer. Now you might have to have different types of people do this. Occasionally I have clients that tell me, my dog is racist. Like, your dog is not racist, it just never met anybody with dark colored skin or light colored skin, so it's unusual for them. So this is the importance of socializing your puppy during the critical socialization period, getting them exposed to tall kids, little kids, fat kids, short kids, skinny kids, loud kids, quiet kids, insecure kids, kids with disabilities. Same thing with adults. Sometimes a woman with a blowing dress freaks a dog out, a man in a hat, a man with a beard, a man in a uniform. There are all these different combinations that throw dogs off. So if you notice that people in a hat seem to really spook your dog, well then this exercise you should do with somebody wearing a hat. Or whatever the characteristic that your dog is reacted to. And don't just think once one person come walk all the way up here that's solved, you might find somebody else that's a completely different parameter. Maybe somebody's really tall, or somebody's really fat, or very loud, or whatever it is. The one thing you don't want is somebody who's going to be like fearful. That will bring out aggression and dominance out of your dog. So if they're uncomfortable with it, say, hey, I really appreciate your help. Once we get them past this, I'd love to have you help us teach them to walk at a heel or something else. But this one, they can't be at all fearful of the dog, otherwise that will provoke a response for the dog. So this is basically a summary of how you can use counter-conditioning and desensitization to help your dog feel comfortable about being approached by people that it might normally react, bark at, or lunge at, or potentially attack.